All right, full tour of a real Canadian Superstore right here in Toronto. Now, first thing we have to mention is every item in the store has a price, but in fact that is not what you're going to pay because there's a 13% tax on all sales.
True.
So for example, this costs $1, but it actually costs $1.13.
Right.
So what I'll do starting here in the fruit and veggie section is I'll put the price in the top center of the screen, the actual price, the after-tax price. I could imagine people from other countries thinks this is a bit of false advertising, but that's how we do it here in Canada.
Yes.
What you see in the aisle is not what you're gonna pay, but on the screen I'll write the after-tax price. And then after fruit and veggies, we will, I guess, journey to the bakery section. So let's go. Oh, and one more thing here in the fruit and veggie section. Sometimes we'll do pounds, you'll notice, and sometimes we'll do kilograms. This is a very Canadian thing. We do pounds, kilograms, Celsius, Fahrenheit. We make it up as we go. This is a very Canadian idea in terms of the measurements. But anyway, let's go to the bakery. Now, we do have some fresh bread in the bakery, although the sliced bread section is like twice as big. Obviously, I was born and raised on Wonder Bread. I guess they've got some different variations now. You got the white thin, you got the white Texas, even the whole wheat Wonder Bread. It's about $3.30 plus tax per loaf. This stuff is fresh, probably baked 2 weeks ago, zero nutritional value, and very good. Big fan of Wonder Bread. Now we do have some rye bread, which as we know is pretty healthy as far as bread goes, and the #1 bread of Finland, of course. But I guess we have sourdough rye. It's not black like the one in Finland, but this is probably good stuff. Obviously much more expensive than Wonder Bread. And I guess Canadians are eating a lot of bagels because Ivana and I have done supermarket tours in like 20 countries. You never see a full 4 shelves of bagels.
My favorite, cinnamon raisin.
It's a good bagel. You can get 2 for $6 plus tax.
Yeah.
So I guess Canadians are a fan of the bagel, it seems like.
It's pretty good.
Wow, check it out. Indonesian candy. By the way, so good candy.
Yes.
And I guess it's on sale right now, 10 for $10. I mean, it's surprising to see in Toronto and so good. Made from real coffee.
It's good.
It's a steal, 10 for 10. Oh, look at this. The Indonesian food continues. This is Ivana's favorite instant noodles. She's not eating it now that she's pregnant, unfortunately. What would you say about the price, Ivana? $3.79. I guess it's kind of cheap for a 5-pack.
Yeah.
It should be ish $1 a pack.
Yeah.
That should be about the price for instant noodles.
True.
Check this out, everybody. This is the natural food section. So this is the health aisle. It's the only place in the whole store where there's not a single customer. It's the quietest part of the store. Natural food. Nobody. Natural food. What's that? It's the quietest part of the whole store. And so next up we'll do the meat section, which I think is where you'll really notice the price hike, especially of the past 5 years. I guess Ivana and I have gotten more comfortable with these type of prices. It's sort of happening all over the world. And it seems like if you buy a big amount of meat like this, you'll get your money's worth. This is $13 before tax for 2 kilos. Seems to be a lot better than if you buy like 1 or 2 pieces of steak.
True.
But it's just the nature of the world. The meat prices are a lot higher than 5 or especially 10 years ago.
Right.
And I guess one of my takeaways of the meat section is Canadians seem to like barbecuing. This whole section here is all hot dogs. All for the barbecue, sort of ready to grill. And of course, the greatest snack for lunch when you're a kid, Lunchables. This is like born and raised elementary school. It's crackers and cheese and some sort of meat. Maybe it's kielbasa. I guess they're 2 for $7 nowadays. This is born and raised. The best lunch your mom can buy you. Oh, and speaking of lunch food when you're a kid growing up, did you eat this?
Of course, I think every Canadian kid got this when they were small.
Jamaican beef patty. Oh, this is the veggie one. Do they have the beef one?
I think it's sold out.
Oh, they're sold out of the beef one. But I guess the idea is, now, did you cook it in the microwave or the oven?
I always buy it. It's like street food.
Oh, you can buy it warm too, or make it at home.
This is like one of the most popular street food in Canada, or in Toronto at least.
Really good.
Yeah.
Simple. It's got that yellow pastry on it. And then inside is usually beef and onions. This one is a veggie one. When I was a kid, I would microwave it. Then when I leveled up, I was allowed to use the oven. A little bit better in the oven, but
It's good.
Jamaican style beef
Flaky.
patty, so good.
Yummy.
Just nice. Pause. This has got to be fake advertising, no? Hand tossed in Italy. They actually hand tossed this pizza in Italy, then froze it and flew it over the ocean.
It's product of Italy.
Wow, not fake advertising at all. It's real.
Isn't a bad brand.
It's real. And I will say this, impressive about how many international foods there are
Yes.
in the Toronto supermarket. It probably speaks to the cosmopolitan nature of the demographics of Toronto, but every country's food is here.
Yeah, I mean Toronto is the most multicultural city in the world, so you got food from everywhere here.
Right, right. Dun, 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 dun. Here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. The greatest seasoning known to man, Maggi seasoning. Although, is it better than Lea and Perrins Worcester? Worcester is incredible. This is like the Malaysian version of Worcestershire.
Right.
Really good seasoning. Highly recommend. If you haven't tried it, pick up yourself a liter bottle. Look at the size of the bottle. In Malaysia, you buy like 200 mils. In Canada, you buy a liter. Good stuff though. Would recommend. And speaking of big products, check this out. Over here in Canada, we sell 40 pounds of rice in a burlap sack. Product of India. Aged basmati. Seems expensive, no? 56 bucks? Plus tax? Wow. It's a lot of rice though.
A lot of rice.
There you have it, guys. 2.84 liters of beans. Just what you need to get a massive pot of chili going. Now, in true Canadian fashion, you can pick up yourself 1.5 liters of ketchup. That's an epic bottle of ketchup
We love our ketchup.
for $7.50. I'm a bit ashamed to admit that our mustard section is not great. You guys know me, I prefer mustard over ketchup. We got a lot of the pre-prepared bright yellow mustard and then some good looking jars. I will recommend Sweet with Heat. Good mustard.
Very good.
One of the top Canadian mustards right now. And Ivana says that in all of Europe, we really didn't see relish.
Yeah.
Which maybe that's a more of a North American thing.
I think so. Right?
I guess it's just pickles that are diced up. Kind of great on burgers and or hot dogs. And I guess one thing people might find interesting is we drink our milk in a bag. Now I've learned this is not a Canadian thing per se, more of an Ontario thing.
Right.
I think out west it's not in a bag, but we bag it and then at home you'll have a milk holder. It's literally like it almost looks like a vase with a handle on it. And you put your bag in and then slice the corner and pour yourself some milk. It's relatively unique, although not all of Canada, more of just Ontario. And I tell you what, the first thing in the store that I thought, this is a pretty good price, is coffee. This right here is 900 grams of coffee, so nearly a kilo, and it costs you 11 bucks before tax. Pretty good price for coffee. And of course, we got the Tim Hortons brand there.
This one is maple.
Oh, maple coffee. Slightly more expensive, but could there be a more Canadian coffee than maple Tim Hortons? Aw, look at this, Ivana. A bunch of very Canadian kids' clothes, as sweet as maple syrup. Oh, we gotta buy at least one for the baby, Ivana.
I'm gonna buy
As sweet as maple syrup. That's a nice Canadian section there.
cool.
Now, one thing about Canadians, we absolutely love potato chips. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but based on the fact that this entire aisle, all the way from the far end, all the way down there, is all potato chips, I think I speak on behalf of all Canadians when I say go-to snack is salty and crunchy potato chips. And as we know, I've only talked about this 1,000 times on this channel, Lay's ketchup chips, by far, the greatest chip ever made.
Yeah.
Not even a close
We
second.
found ketchup chips in other countries, but it's not the same.
Not even
It's
close.
different. This is the best
Lay's
one.
ketchup in Canada. Number one chip in all of the chip
It has to be
world.
made in Canada.
Totally agree. Worth every cent. 2 for $7.50. Pick up 4 just for the weekend. It's the best. Although, I will say this. Close second, Humpty Dumpty Party Mix. Also very good. Ringolos, those chips,
Nachos,
Cheetos, and a little
pretzel.
pretzel and a Dorito, I think. It's good stuff also. Pick up 2 ketchup chips and 2 Humpty Dumpty Party Mix. You're set for the long weekend. And unfortunately, we won't be able to show you guys the prices of alcohol in this video because alcohol is sold by certain stores, government regulated. But we do have this drink here, which is called Clamato. It's very Canadian. I've never seen it outside of Canada. It's clam juice and tomato juice
Yeah.
to make the word Clamato. And it is used in a cocktail with vodka, right?
Extra spicy.
And you make it spicy. You put like chili peppers in it and extra salt. It's really not healthy. It's like a salty and spicy vodka drink. But I've never seen anyone drinking we call it a Caesar, which is Clamato and vodka outside of Canada. Distinctly Canadian drink.
I think so.
I guess it's like for the cottage in the summertime. You actually put salt on the rim
Sometimes bacon.
of the glass. So like when you sip it, you get a mouthful of salt and then you wash it down with clam, tomato, and vodka.
Wakes you up.
It wakes you up and it's kind of good in a really gross way. Something distinctly Canadian. And so, in conclusion, I want to say this, and I'm not sure how true it is. This is just one man's opinion. I feel like the vegetables in Toronto here and the fruit, I feel like they're all the exact same size and the exact same shape and very shiny.
Too perfect, yeah.
Almost too perfect. We just spent a lot of time in Europe, and in Europe, it looks like the fruits and veggies were grown. In Canada, it seems like the fruits and veggies were manufactured. I don't know if that's true. I could be making this up, but they're all the exact same. Like they took one and cloned it. There's no big ones or small ones or ones that got a bruise or ones that got a hole. They're the same.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's really true, but the way the lights were shining on the tomatoes, it's like they're all the same shape and size and shining, and it's like it came out of the ground. It seemed like it came out of a machine, you know? Anyway, my opinion. But overall, it's expensive naturally, but it's okay. It is what it is.
Yeah,
the whole world's getting expensive, so it is what it is.
It has gone up a lot since the last time we were here,
Yeah.
which is like 16 months
16
ago.
months ago.
Yeah,
So it is what it is.
right.
Okay, later guys.